The book of Jonah is actually found among the section of the Bible called the prophets, the second section, the prophetic books of the Bible. And that's because in the book of Kings, 2 Kings 14:25, we have someone identified as Jonah, the son of Amittai, the prophet. So Jonah, this is the same Jonah, and so the book is considered to be among the books of the prophets. But it differs in significant ways from the other prophetic books. It is not, in fact, a collection of oracles. It's actually a story, a somewhat comic story, a comic tale about a reluctant prophet named Jonah. The second interesting or unusual thing about this book is that Jonah is commissioned by Yahweh to carry a message to the people of Nineveh, the capital of Assyria, not to the people of Israel. The Israelite concept of divine mercy receives its full expression in the book of Jonah. In the first chapter, Jonah receives a call from Yahweh, who instructs him to go to Nineveh, whose wickedness is great, and to proclaim God's judgment. Chapter 1, the first 3 verses. The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Go at once to Nineveh, that great city, and proclaim judgment upon it, for their wickedness has come before me. Jonah, however, started out to flee to Tarshish from the Lord's service. That's like saying he got up and went to Timbuktu. Tarshish was the farthest extent of the known world navigable through the Mediterranean. So it's rather comic. Go to Nineveh, and he got up and went in the opposite direction as far as he could. He tried to flee from the Lord's service. He went down to Jaffa, and found a ship going to Tarshish. And he paid the fare and went aboard to sail with the others to Tarshish, away from the service of the Lord. So he does this immediate about face in a very comic touch and sets sail for Spain, the other end of the Mediterranean. But of course, Jonah cannot escape from God, and God sends a storm which threatens to destroy the ship. The non-Israelite sailors on board pray to their gods, and then finally they cast lots in order to discover who it is who's brought this danger to the ship. And the lot falls to Jonah. So Jonah confesses that he's a Hebrew who worships the Lord, who, as he now realizes, made both land and sea. And that is a fact that strikes great terror in the heart of the sailors when they hear this, that his God is Yahweh. And Jonah further adds that he's trying to flee from God's service. And the clear implication is that he is the cause of this terrible storm. So Jonah proposes that he be thrown overboard to save the ship. The sailors strive mightily to battle the storm, but finally, in despair, they pray to God, Yahweh, to forgive them for killing an innocent man, and they heave Jonah overboard and save the ship. Now, the sailors are said by the narrator to revere God. They offer a sacrifice to him. They make vows. Now, in the meantime, God has appointed a huge fish to swallow Jonah and so preserve his life.